I had a dream. I got everything I wanted. Not what you think. And if I'm being honest, it might have been a nightmare to anyone who might care. Thought I could fly, so I stepped off the golden. Nobody cried. Nobody even noticed. I saw them standing right there. Kind of thought they might care. I had a dream. Got everything I wanted. But when I wake up, I see you with me. And you say, as long as I'm here, no one can hurt you. Don't wanna lie here, but you can learn to. If I could change the way that you see yourself, you wouldn't wonder why you're here. They don't deserve you. I tried to scream, but my head was underwater. They called me weak, like I'm not just somebody's daughter. Could have been a nightmare, but it felt like they were right there. And it feels like yesterday was a year ago. But I don't wanna let anybody know, 'cause everybody wants something from me now, and I don't wanna let them down. I had a dream. I got everything I wanted, but when I wake up I see you with me. And you say, as long as I'm here, no one can hurt you. Don't wanna lie here, but you can learn to. If I could change the way that you see yourself, you wouldn't wonder why you're here. They don't deserve you. If I knew it all, then would I do it again? Would I do it again? If they knew what they said would go straight to my head, what would they say instead? If I knew it all, then would I do it again? Would I do it again? If they knew what they said would go straight to my head, what would they say instead? If I knew it all, then would I do it again? Would I do it again?
Hey everybody, we have another amazing episode of Let's Get Activated podcast. You got me, Samantha Leavell, and you have my sis, RAQUEL AURILIA, in the building.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, doing great. We already got, Miss Nazim in the chat saying that you killed it and everything, So you did so, so great, so awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So
Thank you,
awesome.
Nazim.
Oh, no, you're so welcome. So that was a
I was
very...
like, wait. I was saying thank you, Nazim.
Yeah. Oh, no, more than welcome. So that was an amazing cover that you did, of that song. I actually like that better than the Billie Eilish version. I'm sorry, Billie, but I love your version of it.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's such a cool song, and like to do it, I love doing it. So it's fun to get a song that you really hear over and over and you love it, and then you try to make it your own and try to, like, when you're singing it, like, you sing it with more passion if you're in love with the song, which I really love that song. She's got some great music, so that was fun to do.
Yes. And how's it going with the streams on it? Because I think it's been a hit so far.
It's good. It's really good. It's tricky because whenever I try to put it on Twitter, it flags it every time. They make me take anything down that has, even though I have permission and all that. It's really tricky in the music industry. They flag it and make me take it down. So it's been harder to promote on Twitter anyway, but everywhere else I'm able to promote really well, and it's doing well on Spotify. So people are responding well, which is good. Thank God, you know. So I'm grateful for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did wonderful. And like for people who don't know, I mean, you are just a queen in the game. You know, you've opened for the legendary BB King, Pat Benatar, Eddie Money, Jen Blossoms, Kenny Loggins, and Michael McDonald, Lisa Loeb, John Waite. I mean, wow, you've done all these amazing things.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been fortunate because I've kind of wear many hats as an independent artist. I've never really had a manager. So a lot of the gigs that I've come across have like come from like somebody else. So if I was at a show and somebody saw me perform, then oh, that's how the Kenny Loggins thing happened. The friend brought someone with her. And then like, it seems like it's been happening that way more often, which is good. But I've been lucky that way to just have somebody refer me to somebody else to like turn into a gig. So I'm like, oh, yay. So I haven't had a manager on board to like book. But I would love to have a manager on board to book for me, so I wouldn't have to worry so much. But yeah, I've been fortunate, so I'm grateful. Yeah.
Incredible. And it's so funny. My cousin Sean, he's in the comments. He heard Pat Benatar and he was like, remake Love is a Battlefield.
Oh, I love that song. I do love that song, Sean. Yeah. That's another song. I love all of her music. So when we saw her perform, to be able to open for her was a big deal for me. But, you know, it's funny how you don't realize until you get to see these people up close and personal and like open for them, and like how many things they've done and how many great things. And it's been cool. And I've been very, very grateful for that, you know.
Wonderful. And he's pointing out even Janis Joplin. So he's putting you in high regard with legends, you know, which you're amazing.
So. I love it. I love it. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, those are good suggestions. I love that song. So thank you.
Well, most definitely. And so, you know, we got to know, for those that don't know, like, you know, your story as far as, you know, what made you decide to get into the industry, and, you know, how old were you when you realized like, yes, this is what I want to do?
Well, I knew early on that I wanted to sing. I mean, it was always passion. When I sang, I felt like the chills. I felt like it felt right, but I didn't really understand how to get started. So I sang in choir. I sang, you know, anytime I could, but I didn't know until later in life, really. I think I started trying to think. It wasn't until I was older. Like, I mean, I was married and I got, you know, all this stuff when I first started. It was later in life because I didn't know, and I met a producer named Tony Papa, and through a mutual friend. But I didn't really want to go and give him anything yet because I didn't have anything prepared. And then he said, just send me what you have, and he sent me a song called Tears, which is on the very first album. I didn't write Tears, but it's such a cool song. And he said, I want you to sing it, come in the studio, and then we'll just kind of see how it goes. And that was the beginning for me, because once we went in the studio, he's like, let's do a full album. And then that turned into doing a full album of somebody else's stuff. But then it turned into me eventually writing. And then now from that point on, I started writing, and everything since then has been my own stuff, or if I do covers here and there just for fun. So it's been cool. Yeah.
Wow. And what was it like for you, just, you know, coming on stage, like performing, you know, with legends, like we mentioned before, like describe the energy of it?
Well, it's funny because like John Waite, he's such a perfectionist. So like I did the most shows with him. So I love to talk about him because he's just ridiculous. He's crazy good. And I learned a lot from him because he wanted to make sure the sound was perfect, and like it mattered to him like how he sounded, and he took it to heart. Whether it was sometimes he'd say, could you, like, if you can't, sometimes as a performer you can't hear yourself the way people hear. So you think you might sound terrible, but actually we heard you in the back just fine. So like a lot of times after I opened up for him, he would say like, what's the stage like, or what does it feel like? And it felt good that, I had a relationship with him after certain shows. Like I'd say, you sound great, like in sound check. No, we can hear you in the back, or like, because sometimes you don't have that same impression of your performance. And I love that he was that dialed in to like want to sound good, and it mattered to him and to his fans, because he has a very loyal fan group, and a lot of them became my fans, which I was so grateful for. So yeah, that was great.
Well,
yeah,
yes.
BB King. I mean, BB King was my very first big show, and what a treat for me to open for BB King. That show actually was, somebody got that gig for me. His name is Reed Glick, and he and I became friends, and he kind of, I want to say maybe he kind of took on a managerial role in a way in the very beginning for me. So I'm very grateful. But he said, "Hey, I want you to open for BB King," and I thought, "Oh my gosh, are you me? Like, are you sure like our styles are going to work?" And he said, I did a really big band with me. Like I did a full band for that performance.
Wow.
Because they had a big, huge band with tons of instruments after my performance. And then he performed for like 3 hours. But just being able to like open for a legend like that, and to like, that was my first show. I was just like, and it worked. I mean, luckily we gelled, and it was great. And he was nice enough to sit on the bus after the tour bus and sign autographs for hours. And he was just an amazing man. He was performing for hours, not even tired. He was amazing. So a lot of respect.
That has to be wonderful, and like when you mentioned your voice, I first got to hear your voice in Radio Clubhouse. I was immediately hooked. I think the song that I heard when you did the cover for Fleetwood Mac, because I like Fleetwood Mac. So I got to hear that. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's so dope.
That's another fun song. That was one that I've always sang, and I've always like had a thing with. So then when we got to do it, I was like, oh, this is such a cool song. So, but yeah, it's been fun doing cover songs. They're so fun because everybody knows them, and they can relate to them. And yeah, it's nice that I can write when I love to write and share my vulnerable side and all that. But it is really super fun to do that and hang out and be able to like do the cover so people can relate too. Because I'm finding that people do respond well. Sometimes somebody will know you from the cover and then realize, oh, she writes music. So then that opens up an audience to your music, so it's good.
Yeah.
Hi, Jordan.
Most definitely. And the comment section is going nuts. Hey, Jordan. I mean, everyone is tapping into you. I mean, look, Sean just called you a legend too. He's like, hey, he's like, so it's
my dog.
Oh, it's okay.
Sorry.
It is all right. Hey, what is her name?
This is Tori. I'm holding her because she will go crazy if I let her down, and I don't want her to interrupt more than she keeps popping her head up. But yeah,
that's okay, Tori.
If she pops up, no worries.
No,
she
is our special guest too.
I don't carry my dog everywhere, but this is just the one time where, like, if I don't, she's gonna go. I couldn't catch her. I was like, okay, forget it. So anyway, go ahead.
It's okay. Tori is our special guest on Activated. We have had cats on here. We've had children come on here. So, it's like everybody's welcome.
Thank you. Well, thank goodness, because she is a little crazy one. So
she is. And Sean had a good question, kind of like when I was talking about Radio Clubhouse. He wanted to know like what's the thoughts on the current state of music, which we're listening to a lot of independent artists' music practically every night. So what would be your thoughts on it?
I love I'm finding a lot of amazing musicians that have come from Radio Clubhouse, because I'm only really in Radio Clubhouse. I'm on Clubhouse, but I don't really go in a lot of rooms. I stay in Clubhouse because I don't have a lot of time to be on there. So when I devote my time and it's the end of my night and I go on with everybody, my Radio Clubhouse family, it's become my family through the pandemic. So that's kind of how I know, like, that's the end of my night. If I'm not out or if I'm not doing something else, I try to get on there. But I've noticed some amazing, amazing artists that are coming out that have great, great music, and they just haven't had that break yet, or maybe it's about to happen and we're all catching the behind the scenes before they make it. And I think that's cool because some of the music I hear now, I mean, it's okay. I mean, and I'm not saying mine's better by any means. I'm just saying I'm old school. I like the old school rap. I like the old school R&B. I like all that music. So that's my like. I appreciate that. I appreciate like the Stevie Nicks and the John Waits and the Kenny Loggins, like Elton John, Billy Joel. Like I love all of that music, and to me that was like really cool. And they're making a lot of music today that's very much like, you know, it's either completely like it's very manufactured, it's very overproduced. And so I really do love the old school, the acoustic and all that. So that's where I feel like we need to stick with that kind of more. The more we can do that and discover more and more talent. But you know, somebody that's already set and you know got their way already, they can release anything and it's going to be a hit, which is kind of a bummer for the people that are
right.
Like there's some cool people, I'm not just talking about myself, that could really be like already doing amazing things if people just heard one of their songs, you know. So I heard a song the other day by and I'll give her a shout out, Madison Olds, and she was on the top 10 list with me from part of Indie Radio, which I'm, you know, just got affiliated with them. They've done some interviews and they have a top 10. But her song, she did a performance and it was so pretty, her acoustic performance. And I heard her regular version of it, which is really cool. But what she's writing about and the authenticity in her voice, it just, it's another independent artist that's just, you know, just now getting out. So yeah, I mean, I think we need to get those artists a lot more. Thank you, Jordan.
I know they're loving you in here.
I see Jordan's great. So yeah. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting some good names down there. Maria Mulder, Joan. Yeah, those are some great stuff. Yeah, believe me, I love the classics. I love all that. In fact, and I also kind of like some old school rock. That's very much like
nice.
I would love to redo like a Metallica, The Unforgiven, like the ballads of old school rock, because it's you know when you hear them singing all gritty. But it'd be so pretty, like really toned down. And like I was singing in the car the other day and I thought, oh man, this would be a cool one. So that don't be surprised if I grab somebody else from an old school, like a hard rock old school band and just redo that one just for fun. Yeah.
I'd love you to do that. I think that would be dope. And it just shows the level of your artistry because you tap into so many genres, you know your history and you just do it. And we have a special tap in. Look at Dante in the building. Bow, bow, bow.
Bow, bow.
Yes.
We need a bow wow.
Right.
Bow.
Bow wow. Wow. Well, look, Tori's tapped in. We're gonna have Tori come on Clubhouse.
She keeps looking at him. She keeps hearing her name. He said you can't do the Unforgiven.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about, Sean. That's the only one, not the other stuff. That's a little too hard for me. But Unforgiven, if you think about it, how pretty it is, like when he gets into his melody and it's so pretty. I don't know. So yeah, it's on my radar. I'm down to try a lot of songs. So yeah.
I support it. Salute Bully Talk. Oh look, he says now he says, can you do Sanitarium?
What is Sanit? I don't know that. I'm not sure. Which one is I don't know.
Look, he's going in. See, I have a very musical family.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
We're all tapped into so many different genres, so you just never know what he's going to say in these comments. But it's
okay.
good.
I'm ready. No, I'm down to do anything, and that's why I like to even delve into hip hop, like writing the hooks of things. I have a hip hop song it's been almost 2 years now that we have been trying to get out. I can't wait to share it with everybody. It's my favorite song I've done, and especially hip hop, but. It's I wrote the chorus and we did the hook together, and then he comes in. He's a lyricist here from Arizona. Ooh. And it's like it's got the coolest beat. But you have to do the logistics behind music. You have to really you have to have permission. I mean, you could release some stuff and just take your chances, but if it blows up like I'm hoping, then I don't want to deal with that down the road and that sounds like this beat, because they borrowed the melody in the initial like a lot of songs do, they use the melody or they
Right.
So since we did do that, we've had to get permission, and then with COVID happening,
Mm-hmm.
they changed management. So because they changed management, it delayed us, and so now it's delayed us more, and now we got to go back. But when you guys hear it, it's a song you're gonna be like going. I mean, it's got the coolest beat ever. It's so fun, but I can't wait. But yeah, you got to make sure you're doing it right. But definitely sampling rights, like Sean's saying. That's why we haven't released it, but I cannot wait. So I'm like, and I keep after the guy because he kind of fell off the face too. I'm like, where have you been? We can't let this go. We have to probably redo the master on our own and recreate it where it's the same, but it's not their master. So there's all these tricks to the trade that people learn about as you go. So.
Right. I can't wait to hear that. It's like, and so say you tap in, and you kind of already kind of did, kind of like a hip hop, because you've done, reaching out for you with Cam Carter. So yeah, which was dope.
No, that was fun. And I like this other guy, his name is Jordan, Jovan. I said, sorry, Jorvan.
Mm-hmm.
I call him Jabo. We've done a few hits together like that. Like I said, we did another one that's a little more quiet, a little more of a ballad, but I don't know if that makes sense. It's not as much like you're not going to rock out to, but it's a cool song. But we're doing that. And then I did a song with Eye Candy that you guys have written stuff.
Yes.
That was a fun song. And same thing. We're still trying to get all the logistics taken care of before we release it. So that's delaying the release, but hopefully we'll get it done soon. But we have to get, permission on the samples and all that. But it's going to be cool when it is released. I'm excited. So.
That is. I can't wait. And look, John wants to know, are you coming to Georgia soon? He's already ready to see you.
Georgia, I hope so. I need to get out. I mean, I'm going to Nashville next month. And sorry, I'm cracking up with this dog. I would have put her down, but she's probably going to go crazy. I'm hoping to get to Georgia sometime. I want to just, and get back out there and start getting back on the road more now that we can. You know what I mean? But I just, he's so sweet. Jordan, you are so sweet.
Love to you, Jordan.
So sweet. I want to get back on the road. I would love to get to Georgia, but I want to try to get some tour dates together. And then Dante had talked about doing a tour like with all of us. So that'd be fun. Yes. So I'm just hoping to get something booked now that we're starting to get out more, And I'm starting with Nashville to do a gig there, and we're going to finish writing a song that I wrote with my guitar player that he was featured on that video that you showed. His name is He's super, super talented. I mean, the way he plays, I'm just like, what? Like, that's not even, he just plays it so easily. Like, he picks up anything and he can change the key in 2 seconds. I'm just amazed by the talent that he has. And he and I met in Nashville, Damien. I actually played with his cousin at a gig.
Oh.
And his cousin wasn't available, so they said, well, he's available. So then I met him, and I was like, oh, no, but he and I are going to be working together because he and I just clicked, and he's like family now. And he did some shows with me with John Wade, but just the fact that he can pick up anything and change the key in 2 seconds is impressive. But yeah, so he plays a lot, but he and I wrote a song. And we did it right before the pandemic, and then we never. So I've been working on it on my own lyrics. So when I get to Nashville, we'll finish that one at least, and maybe another one. And I'm trying to get in the studio with Billy Smiley, who I did a lot of my songs on. He produced Dreams for me.
Nice.
He's a very talented producer there as well. And Michael Latanzi, he's also in Nashville. I'm trying to get together with these guys when I get up there and just try to do as much as I can in 1 week. Yeah,
you're doing so much. I mean, you're grinding. It's like and it's like consistent. Because I'm watching you. I was like, just seeing consistency. It's always something. I mean, I gotta brag this for you. You got 30,000 monthly, Spotify listeners, if not more. Like, wow. Just
thank you.
Just
it's a grind. When you say it's a grind, it's like it's a constant like trying to figure out the right formulas. Like even Instagram, like we're all on Instagram together. And they change the algorithms on us like daily, which is frustrating because I don't know the right answer. I don't know the right formula. Like there's times when I don't see a lot of times I'm not seeing people's posts and they're not seeing mine. So that's another thing that's happening is a lot of people, I don't even see them on my feed or they don't see my stuff. So it's frustrating because if you push and hard and you're promoting and then you're not reaching the audience you need to be reaching or you should be reaching or they say you're reaching, Instagram's doing some crazy stuff lately, but the algorithms are a little frustrating. But trying to find out the right the right thing to stay, stay current, stay promoting your craft. It's been it's a lot of work because you just have to find the right thing that works,
Right. I think so. And having a good support system, because you know what I end up doing, like, because like you said, you're right. Sometimes everybody doesn't show up on the feed. So
Yeah.
I just manually go in to find a person. I'm like, okay, they got a new post. So sometime I'll just go and do it that way, just
Yeah,
so
for sure.
everyone can get that engagement. And you have, I think, I hope I pronounce her name right, Miss Jonah. She's always like
Oh, yeah.
posting something.
Jonna I hope she's on here. Hi, Jonna. If you're on here, say hello. But she's been great today because she did some cool promos for us. Like,
I
just really
saw.
cool. She sent them to me. I was having trouble. I was like, I can't do it, but she sent them to me, which is nice. But it is nice. We've met on Instagram, so like that's the cool thing. You meet so many cool people and networking, like you said, when you can reach out and individually reach out. And like with me, I try my best to engage with everybody if I can within reason. I mean, there's people where you're like, okay, nope, we're not doing that.
Right.
but for the most part, I do try to answer back as much as I can. And some days you just get overwhelmed with like answering, but I do try to at least respond as much as I can. The DMs are tough because
Yes.
that's where people sometimes get offended if you don't respond. Why aren't you responding? And then it gets kind of like, but I do, if somebody's on my page and they respond to my feed, I try to at least acknowledge that because it's important to me to acknowledge the people that are taking the time to listen,
Yes, but you're so humble, verified artist, mind you, I have to include that on all your social medias, but you're just so sweet, like beautiful inside and out, like always so kind, staying up late with me in Clubhouse sometimes, with Dante. So it's like, I definitely have to point that out. Like, you're very humble. So people, if you don't get a DM answer, which I can understand it, sometimes it just be so many at one time. So
sometimes you're just like, I had somebody the other day, I had to block them. I normally don't. I mean, it really takes a lot for me to block you. But it was like, when it gets offensive, like, why aren't you writing back? Or what are you doing? Or what's your problem? Or when it gets to that, like if they're owed that, it's like an entitlement. Then you're like, wait a minute, I'm not on here to, I don't have to answer. First of all, I did the first time and said thank you. And then it was like, you're not responding. And then when it gets like that, then I just don't. I don't engage. If it's negative, I don't engage. But yeah, I do try to respond to as many people as I can. So yeah. Right.
I agree. You're doing the right thing. If somebody's negative, you don't block them out. It's all about positivity. So when someone's doing that, it's becoming borderline harassment, and then their intentions are not in a good place.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I've at first I would be more like, sometimes I would feel like I had to like defend myself. And then I got to a point where I was like, no, I don't have to defend myself.
No.
If I can respond, I will. But if you get kind of snotty with me about it, I'm like, okay, bye. Because there's so many great, nice people. You don't have to engage in anything negative. There's no reason to.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And I love Sean because I think he thinks like me because he's dropping questions that I'm going to ask anyway. That's why I know he taps in. It's like he wants to know like what influences your lyrics, which I want to know too.
Yeah. I was going to say that. To be honest, a lot of what I write is from personal experience. There are some stuff there are songs I've written that's not about me for sure, but I do take from a lot of personal experiences, or obviously vicariously through someone else. If something's really affected me, like There's Still Time isn't about me, but it's weird. It kind of is and it kind of isn't. It's very deep lyrics, and it's very raw, but it's about, somebody who's hit rock bottom and who's just, trying to get their life together. And at the end of it all, like just praying that somebody's going to be there for them to make it right. And I say there's still time because, in other words, there's still time to make it right. There's still time to fix it. There's still time to be a better version of who you were. And when I was writing it, I was watching, this is going to sound crazy, but I was watching the Celebrity Rehab.
Yes.
With Dr. Drew, who I love. But I was so engulfed in this one story, and the guy went home and nobody was there. No one was waiting for him after he had done all the work. And everyone else had got to go home and people were waiting. It just got to me for some reason. And that's why I started to write it. but I left it very general. So then when I started sharing it with people, they said, well, oh my God, that reminds me of my relationship, or my ex-husband should have sang that to me, or, like, so then I get people coming up to me like, wow, at shows, they said, oh, wow. Like one lady said, my son, has trouble with drug addiction, and I can really relate. This really hit hard. So then people were relating to it about what I started to write about, but because I kept it general, people were, interpreting it in their own way. And I'm glad that people can interpret it that way, because some people said it really helped because I was that person that hit rock bottom. I was the one who messed things up. And there's still time to fix it. So I do like to write with, hope that you can fix things,
Right.
But
I
yeah,
love that.
I do try to write from something I've experienced personally, or something. There she goes. What, she going to see her fly off? Are you going?
Hey.
There she goes. Go.
There she goes. Go, Tori, go.
Now what you're going to see? You're going to. I don't even want to know what's going to happen. Okay. Anyway, so long. Be free. But
Right.
now you get to watch her bury herself on the pillows. Watch. Here's your Halloween thing.
Look, she's getting herself comfortable. I love it.
Anyway, so that's enough for her. Okay, but I'm just saying you're going to see her in the background.
It's okay.
Tori. Okay, just so yeah. So I feel like I write because I can relate to a lot of these stories, and I try to put myself in the situation and write from there. And sometimes it's just a fun song that I decided to write for no reason. Like the one I'm writing with Damien isn't about me personally, but it's something that something that's really pretty. Like the melody's pretty, and just the way we're doing it, I'm really liking it. But it's not about me personally or something I've experienced. You know what I mean? But it's just about love, and it's good. Hi, Lily.
Hey.
Hi. So Lily, I love you, Lily, by the way. But she came to see me perform in Agora Hills with when I opened for Lisa Loeb. So she came from San Francisco all the way to LA, well, Agora Hills, which is right outside of LA. And yeah, she was, so I love Lily. She came all that way. So it was so sweet. Thank you so much. So yeah, she's a sweetheart, but I just want to say hi.
Oh yeah. No, big shout out to Lily.
That's where all of my lyrics, not all of them, but that's where I try to stem from. And I love ballads, so it's easier to write sad, which is funny because I'm not a sad person, but for some reason it's just easier to write raw, sad songs. I know that sounds funny, but it just is. I don't know why. I mean, but like Reach for the Stars is a happy song. It's like upbeat and fun. We literally wrote it in the studio, like on the spot. We're just like, oh, let's write something that feels good, and we did. So. But other than that, I do try to that's where my lyrics come from. But I do try to study different styles before I started writing. Elton John and Billy Joel, and how do they write? And I was so impressed with, there's so many different styles. Some people rhyme their lyrics. Some people have their lines. Some people just tell a story and nothing rhymes. Like, so I try to just like figure out what was my niche. Yes, right. I met Lisa Shawn. She's awesome. She is extremely talented. Lisa Loeb. I was answering Sean's question, by the way.
Yep. I see it. Yep.
So yeah, Lisa we met her before the show, and she was just super chill, super humble. We talked about her kids, and she writes stories, and she sings stories and like kids stories, and she's amazing. Yeah, and I love because it was freezing that day. The heat had went out. It was at the Canyon, same place.
Oh my gosh.
Same place that I opened for John Waite. At the Canyon, and she was it was so cold, and she gave us one of her green rooms. She had two of them. She's like, take the green room, I'm gonna put a heater in there. So she was so cool to us. And that's not always the case when you open. You don't always get people treated that good. And I was so grateful. And then she not only that, but it was so cold, she was like, you know what, I'm just gonna perform with my leggings underneath my skirt, and I don't care. And she had a little jacket on, and she rocked it, and it was fine. And she kind of made a joke about it, but I don't blame her. It was so cold. When I was on stage, I was like, we're gonna do that. And I wasn't on as long as she was, but yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? So she was super nice. But yeah, everyone's been really nice that I've gotten to meet and open for. So yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. Just to have people, that their kindness, and then it makes you feel better. And it's like, okay, we can do this together,
Exactly. Well, and like with John, like from the minute I met him, he was extremely nice. And his guy came and Tim Hogan, his guitar player, who's also his tour manager, came out, and he was immediately like, "What can I do for you?" And like very much like gave us a green room, and then like made sure that when we were on the road that we were taken care of. And same with John. They were just, I mean, they're just great people. You know, there's a lot of great people out there.
Wow, that's a good thing. And then even touching back on when you were talking about like the music and influences of the lyrics, your voice definitely, you can just tell by your voice, you can feel the lyrics, and music is definitely, I think, one of the biggest therapies. It definitely has been for me. So I think you're helping a lot of people with that.
Thank you. I hope so. I mean, I hope that like even if just one song helps somebody through a breakup or a down time, or even, gets them in a mood that, a happy mood. I mean, that's great. But my girlfriend teased me one time. She's like, "Oh my God, it's like therapy listening to your album." She's like, "I'm like, hi, and I'm low and I'm crying." I'm like, but that's good. Sometimes it's good to cry. Sometimes it's good to get it out and express and like feel what the lyrics are talking about. So
exactly. And what are your inspirations? What inspires you?
Oh my goodness. I feel like, do you mean who or just what in general? Like,
Just what who, what, anything that just inspires you to be the Raquel that you are.
I think it's funny as I've gotten older, obviously that's changed as you age and you get older and more mature, and things that you find are more important. And I guess to me, like, I think I find other people's stories inspiring. I find, like, I don't know, I'm a big people person where I really, gratitude. I'm a very grateful person. So everything around me, I try to like take it all in and be grateful for that moment. Like, okay, I'm probably more than I ever have been in my life, where I'm more trying to find that inner peace so I find a lot like in things that are inspirational to me. Like, I mean, even watching other people's stories or biographies or listening to people's stories of how they started singing or why, that kind of stuff inspires me a lot, like people that are doing things against all odds. But I do find a lot of that. And social media can be bad, but it can also be good, because you learn a lot about other people's stories. And I find a lot of them very inspiring. So there's a lot of different things, I should say, that do inspire me. Not one particular.
I know.
Yeah, I'm like, who knows?
Probably depends on the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
On the moment. And how is it, because I'm a mother, you're a mother. How is it like being in the industry and, I'm sort of being busy at times, with, parenting?
Well, so I have, I call them my men children, because they're like 6'3" and 6'1". So they're way bigger than, I'm like 5'7". So they're like twice my size, but, they play golf. So my oldest plays at University of Arizona. My youngest plays at USC in Southern California. So I literally, like, being a mom and going, I do a lot with them. I go as much as I can to watch them play, because first of all, I'm extremely proud as a mom that they have both worked their butts off. And when I think of the word perseverance, and I think of them, because I've been watching them since they were 7 and 9 on a golf course. Every day, rain or shine, like they don't care. It's 115 degrees here, and they're out playing, and like they don't care. Like, but they've been working so hard. So to see their drive, like, no pun intended, because it's a golf.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, so to see them do that, I stay busy going to their tournaments. So like a lot of times I'll be on the road going to watch them. Like I went and watched my youngest play a couple weeks ago. And I flew up to Texas to watch him, and it was a quick trip. It was like Thursday to, I don't know, Thursday, Sunday, but I never get tired of watching them. And so having them, and then, just busy with them all the time. And they were super busy when they were in school and high school, but now they're in college. It's a different kind of busy,
Right.
So I do try to still go to, that's why I go to their tournaments now in college, which is, I'm still going.
Yep. You do. I'm witness to it. You do.
It's fun. Like I feel like I'm on the road half the time. I'm like, oh, but I love it. I love being on the road. I love being with them. And I like I said, I'm a proud mom who has watched them really work hard, and to see that the golf is I love that they have a passion this early in life, because some people go through their whole life not knowing their direction or their passion, and to have a passion this young is to me so impressive. And there's so many good golfers out in Arizona. I mean, I've been watching all these kids grow up together, and I'm so proud of all of them because, like, literally, like, all of their friends, a lot of them have gone Division 1 and are playing in college, and it just makes me proud to know that I've been watching these little kids grow and watching them all, and they love it. You know, that's the most important thing, is you love it. So I love watching them. So.
Oh, I love that. You know, they'll always know, you know, the mama bear was always there, even, you know, in the middle doing your thing. And I love that you mentioned the part about passion, because I always speak on that too. Like, whatever your passion is, go for it.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure. You have to. And because, like, with them, you know, watching their passion and watching how hard they work, and really it was self-taught in the beginning. Like, they said, "Can we play in tournaments?" I was like, "I don't know, can you?" Like, I really had no idea that they were getting good at golf, because they would just be out there every day. And before you know it, I'm like, "Sure, let's try to sign you up for some tournaments." And then it just got progressively better. But the fact that they love it so much, like, that's why you have to, like, do what you love. You just have to find a way to do what you love. You know, and that's the most important thing, because I love music, so I have to find a way to do my music. If it's by myself, if it's booking my own shows, if it's doing whatever, you know, sometimes like during COVID, I recorded in my closet, in my bedroom, you know, with and learning how to do GarageBand, because I'm not, you know, I'm not on that side of music. So I know it sounds silly, but GarageBand's not that hard to learn. But when you don't know what you're doing,
right?
I ordered like a really nice microphone online, and I had, you know, some really cool headphones. And I just asked my guitar player, help me, like, let's figure this out. And I did the Billie Eilish song in my closet. So I sent that one to him, and then he can turn around and throw it in Pro Tools. So so from GarageBand, sent it to him, he sent it to Pro Tools, and then he can put it all together with the music. So yeah, you just find ways to do it. If you really want to do something, you figure it out, you know.
I love that. Self-efficiency, just, you know, self-learning, and look, you got a successful song because of that, from the closet, you know?
Oh yeah, you would laugh if you guys knew how many songs we've recorded in the closet. We did one song in the closet, a hotel closet. Right. So I'm giving away all our secrets, but, like, you got to do what you got to do. So sometimes when I go to Nashville, there was a time when I was at the hotel, and Damien brought his stuff, and I was literally in the closet of the hotel room, because the sound was better in this little room. So we didn't have a studio that day. And he's like, well, we can make this work as long as there's good sound. And I literally went in a closet, a small little closet, and we laughed, because I would open it up like, oh, I can't breathe. We would take video, we would crack it up, because I would come out of the closet like, oh my God, I'm so hot. Give me a minute. And it was dark. I'm like, can you turn on the light? Like, but yeah, you find a way to do what you can. And like with him, we've recorded several songs in a closet.
I love it. We got to hashtag that, in a closet.
Yeah, it sounds funny, because I mean, you can come out of the closet for another way, or you can come out of the closet because you've been recording songs. So yes, yeah, but it's funny just because that's another example. Like, you can do whatever you want to do, figure it out, but you do have to have good sound, and most of the time a closet's more compact. You've got things in there, but yeah, and he was so creative, and he's the one who, like, taught me, like, during COVID, like, hey, go get a nylon or something to throw over your mic. And it was hilarious. I used this thing in the kitchen. I found this, like, little round thing from the kitchen. And then
everyone coming up.
Exactly. We're all coming.
Right.
And then I put, like, a little like hose over it, just so, like, a filter, because I couldn't get a filter at the time. Like, it's so crazy, but you just do what you got to do. So it's so funny. Yeah. So those are some of my songs that have come out pretty, you know, good, considering we were where we recorded. You don't always have to fancy studio to do it, but it is nice to have a fancy studio. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
That's nice too. So.
But with COVID, you had to do what you had to do. So.
No, I was like, well, we got to figure this out. So yeah, for sure.
Aww. And look at Jordan. He shared that. Oh, he said,
Jordan.
that.
Oh, he's so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. I was gonna say, just Raquel's is looking just gorgeous
Oh my God,
today.
you're always looking gorgeous. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Tori's gone, so we would say she's gorgeous. No, I'm just teasing. She buried herself back there. She got tired of the interview.
Yeah, she got tired of being the star. You know, she was in her little
I've had
diva.
my moments. I've had my moment of done. But it's funny because I laugh because like I could never carry. I see people with their dogs everywhere, which is fine. But like I would take my dog probably more places if I could, but she would go crazy. I'm like, I'm not going to do that to myself or anyone.
Right.
So yeah, this is as far as we go. This is her 5 minutes of fame, and she got it. So
I love it. She got it on Let's Get Activated.
Like Paris Hilton has her little thing in her little bag. But if she'd let me, I probably would. That'd be fun.
I mean, I should have added her on the flyer, like our extra special guest Tori featuring. I'm in the corner.
I have so much. I have funny videos of her because Chihuahuas burrow. So like if there's a blanket, like if I left a blanket right here, you would have seen it flip up several times like a ghost. And then she just tries to get comfortable. So it's so funny. Like I have the funniest videos of her doing that stuff. Who knew? Who knew when I rescued her from the pound that's what I would get? But she's been fun.
Oh, she's a rescue. How long have you had her?
It's been like going on 3 years now. Yeah.
Oh, oh, gotta love it. And what is your what advice would you give to like artists trying to come out there? Because there's so many independent artists.
Yeah. I feel like to me, you have to work hard. You have to promote yourself. You have to be careful of who you're working with. I mean, I'm telling you, I probably get 20, maybe more emails a day that are like, oh, work with me, I'll promote, or I'll get you this, or I'll do that. And a lot of them, I mean, a lot of them are scams. So as an independent artist and you don't know the difference, you got to ask around. You've got to do your due diligence before you work with people. And really, I think work with who you can on referrals for the most part, because unless you really have worked with them or someone that works with them, it's really hard to know who's legitimate. And I'm hearing more and more stories of people being taken advantage of because of that. Like, oh, I sent them this so they could get me a certain amount of like promotions or a certain amount of like views. And it's usually, you got to be careful, and especially giving your password out. Don't give your password out. One thing I do want to share with people, and especially because all of us are on Instagram, but like if you get in your DMs, somebody is saying Instagram, like, okay, if you don't answer, you're in violation of this. You need to. It looks very official, and it scared the crap out of me the first few times I got them. And I got one from Facebook and I got one from Instagram. But like, if you don't sign here, you need to call, fill this out. They're going to hack your account. So you got to be careful, because even those things that are coming through, most likely you'll get an email, and even those are fishy. So just be careful as independent artists. Do your homework when you want to work with somebody. Make sure that you've gotten your referrals first, especially if you're going to work with them in promotions. But I would also tell them to collaborate as much as possible with as many people as possible, because you just never know what style. Like, look at Eye Candy and I. Like, our styles are like night and day, but like we came up with a fun, it works, and like it was nice to like when her and I got together and she sent me the song, and like to have some creative freedom to like, okay, I'm going to add some harmonies here. Are you okay if I do this or do that? She's like, yep. And I love that she had a certain way she wanted it done, and I like that. But just, just collaborate with as many people as you can, because you just don't know what's going to come out of it. So I would tell you that as much as you can. Because just some people get a little selfish. Oh, I want to write it. I want to be the sole writer. I don't believe in all that. Like, I'm just more like, the more people you can collaborate with, the better. So.
Right. I agree. That's fantastic advice, because I just get so hurt when I know a lot of artists, connect with them, and they've told me like the scams, they've been scammed out, managers, from all of this stuff. And it really breaks my heart. So I'm like, that's why I always try to network with positive people and have all of us positive people coming together and sticking together, so we can weed out all of these kind of negative Nellies, because it hurts to see that. Yeah,
it's hard because because it's it's worldwide. So you're getting emails from people from other countries that are saying, I work for Fever. Is it Fever? Is that how you spell it or pronounce it? FEV? RR, whatever. It's a company that does a lot of freelance. And there are legit people that are on there, but there's also some people that aren't legit. So you just have to be careful. And I feel like, gosh, is this? And I'll send it to the girl that helps me. She's also an independent artist, and she knows her stuff. So I always send this. Is this legit? She's like, no, no. That I feel like, no. Look at the website, or no, it didn't come from this, because even they can make anything look great. Like they can doctor up an email or say, oh yeah, I work for this company. Send you the website of the company, but then there it is. Fiverr. Is it Fiverr or Fever? I want to say Fever. I got the
fever. Got the fever.
Yeah, no. I got a fever.
Got the fever.
Anyway, fever. So I'm like, I know it's Five or Fever, whatever. Thank you for correcting me, because I had no idea. But no, they are a legit company, and I just know that there are people on there that are not legit. So you just have to be careful. And like I said, really, don't answer any of those things, especially on your direct messages. Just block it. Yeah. And that is one thing that I wish somebody had said, so that that you don't freak out and be like, oh my God, I had to, because so many people are getting their accounts hacked. So you gotta watch for that. But I would definitely say, figure out how to do things, learn how to use GarageBand if you have to. Like, go in your closet. No.
Yep, go in there.
Go in your closet if you have to.
Yep. You never know what you're gonna find,
You never know. Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, we've done in hotel rooms and everywhere, and we'll probably do another hotel room recording when I'm there, because a lot of times we just don't have time to go to the studio, and you just make it work. But now with Pro Tools, you can do so much. You can do like from me in the closet. Literally, it's you guys would crack up if you saw our setup sometimes, because like he's got this table. And his equipment, and then there's a cord, and then there's me, and you follow the cord, and you open the closet door. There I am. Hey, can't breathe, but it's okay. No, but we do our recordings, and then it comes out great. So you just have to do what you can. I mean, I'm just like, plug away, do what you can, work hard. But
wow.
Yeah.
Incredible advice. Incredible. I mean, there's always ways to, make it where you're not going for broke, because, a lot of these artists are putting money into things that they don't necessarily have to. There's other ways around it and things like that. So that's great advice.
And you can go like, so when I did when I recorded with Eye Candy, Gardner Cole, he's an amazing producer that I've worked with. He wrote the Open Your Heart by Madonna. If you go in his place, you're like, what in the world? I mean, there's accolades for days. Like he just got another like gold. I don't know, that's not gold. What's after, like a diamond? But you walk in the studio and you're just blown away. But he's just an every average day cool guy, like chill, and we've known each other for years. But we did our second album together. He and I went to record at his place with Eye Candy's song, and it felt nice because he knows what he's doing, and like he has this big old system. So to hear the feedback is a little bit better than my closet.
Right.
But, I mean, okay. But yeah, so it was kind of fun to do that and go and visit him. But yeah, if you don't have the means, or if you don't have the accessibility, just figure out how to do it. Because you can transfer your stuff from GarageBand into Pro Tools. I didn't want to even take on Pro Tools, even during COVID. Even with all that time, there's no way. The experts, So
that's incredible. And yeah, that song with Eye Candy, it was great. We got to listen to it. I was like, oh, I loved it because it's like a collaboration that nobody really expected.
Yeah. I remember John when he heard it. He's like, "What?"
Yeah, because Eye Candy is on one whole level. Shout out to Eye Candy. She got that one song out.
Oh my God, I love that song.
I love it.
That song.
I love it. She got that. Yeah. Just look up Eye Candy, y'all. That's what they have to say.
Look. But if you're not going to, I won't. But yeah, I remember hearing that, and it was so catchy. So I think what it is about her stuff, even if it's like the name of the song, which is hilarious, but like the fact that it's so catchy, in the way she presents, like the way she raps is, I love it, because it's kind of like, I don't know, she has this way of presenting it. It's kind of like she like drops on the line a little bit. It's kind of a cool way. Even like on the song her and I are doing, the way she her melody, the way she does her raps is very unique to me. So I kind of think it's really cool.
I like it. Her cadence is just it's great. It's
Yeah.
great. Yep. So after a while, you forget the title and you singing it too. And I'll be like, I guess I'm gonna be one too for it.
Well, and I laugh because like my favorite part of the song is when the guy comes in and repeats it. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he does this
Yes.
but when he does that little part, you a classy da da da.
Yes.
That's what got it for me. But yeah, I love that song.
That's so great. But see, that's just the amazing part of the collaborations, independent artists coming together. You can make some, incredible music.
Yeah, for sure. And that's just like I said, you don't know who. I did a song with Cleves also, who's in Radio Clubhouse. But I don't know what's going on there yet. It's been a few months, so we'll probably release it. I don't know when he wants to release it, but I don't know if he wanted to remix one more time. But that was fun too to do that song with him. It's a different, kind of a more mellow hip hop song, but we did it and it came out good. I think he's remixing, so once we do that, but that's done. So we'll share that soon as well.
Awesome. Look, you're gonna have a lot of people trying to reach out to you because I got a whole squad of hip hop artists. So
I hope so, because you know what, I really love it. And like even in the song with Eye Candy, I love the fact that to have creative control of like, okay, well, this is what I hear here. Like even in reaching out for you, like the parts where like it's like, the ooze, like those are just like impromptu. Like do you mind if I do this? And he was like, yeah, do what you can, or just harmonize. And I said, well, I'm going to harmonize with myself here, and I'm going to do this here. And it was nice to have, this was my little part of the song. So I was like, I want to do this with my part, and you do what you want with your part, and then we're going to throw it all together. But it's nice to have that. So I love writing the hooks on a lot of hip hop songs. It's fun. It's fun for me. And sometimes I'll hear a beat and I hear the words, and like I feel it immediately. Like when I heard the song that I was going to release, well, I'm waiting to release. And the minute he dropped the beat, I was like, oh my God, I know exactly what this is going to say. So I feel like it's weird because that's not my genre at all, but I do hear melodies when I hear beats immediately. It's like, oh, wait a minute, this is what I hear. I hear like a melody within the melody, if that makes sense. Like, because he was like, I don't understand what you're trying to do. And I go, no, just trust me. Let me just sing it this way and drag it out versus like rappers that are quicker.
Right.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun to do those songs. I love stepping out of the box and doing that.
I love it. I was like, okay, Miss Raquel is tuned in, which is dope. I like that. I like, everyone tapping into various genres because it really doesn't matter, what genre you're in. You can come together and, like I said before, make some magic happen.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's fun. I'm like I said, I enjoy collaborations of any kind, and it's, to me, like, you just never know what you're going to come up with. So why not? That's why I'm excited. I saw Dante on here, but I do want to go up and write with Dante because I like his style of writing. I like what he writes about, and that's important to me when I write. I like his message. So it's important that his message is well received by me personally. Like, so when he writes about stuff like life and if you really truly listen to songs that way, like I do, I listen to what the message is and what he's saying. I feel like I write similar, like he's kind of got a story. There's always something deeper there. And I like that. So I was like, Dante, we got to do a song. So if you're listening, Dante, we're going to do a song for sure.
Yeah. Yes, Dante Hawkins. I'm already excited for that. I like for you two to come together. I already know it's going to be great, and a visual too. Oh my God, I'll be screaming like,
Yeah, no, I'm excited to do that because I feel like we could come up with something good because of the way we both write already. So I think it'd be a cool message, like no matter what, because I do like his songs, like, but yeah, I like his style. So,
right. Yeah. Me too. Life Music Volume 1, everybody. Dante Hawkins. Get it.
Yeah, for sure. I know. That's the thing. It's crazy how the pandemic has brought us all together. There's been so many powerful things I've experienced through the pandemic. Obviously there's been bad in all over the world and there's a lot, but I've actually, if you want to find the silver lining, I've really taken this time to like enjoy my kids, enjoy that time, enjoy meeting new people, like the whole Clubhouse family, like meeting a whole new, a whole new room. And for whatever reason, I gravitated to that room out of everything is I don't know, like I can't even remember why I went in there the first time. I think the title must have got me the first time, and then I just just the vibe in there is so much more positive than any room. So
Mhm.
to go in any other room, you're kind of like, oh God, what if they're going to be brutal? We've gotten so spoiled in our room because everybody's pretty cool. You know what I mean?
I think so. Like everybody's, pretty cool. It's definitely like a family. Like there's three main rooms I know that I'm in. So obviously Radio Clubhouse, I'm in that room, or Tommy Jackson's room. He's
Okay.
really great. Like, he's been in the industry forever and gives a lot of good advice. Or the Birdhouse, because they show love too. So all three of those rooms are great.
I haven't been in the other two. I'll have to check them out. I think because when I do get on, like, and because of our time constraint, like our time difference, I get on sometimes almost too late because everybody's already kind of like in bed.
Right.
Like, where's everybody? I'm late to the party. It's only 9:30, but everyone's
right.
Like, 9:30, I'm asleep. So, because of the time difference, it's hard for me to get on, and because I like to get on the beginning because that's when everyone's talking and engaging. And then when it goes later in the playlist and people are they're tired,
Right.
It's in the morning. Why?
Right.
Now, so
right. The playlist. I remember the one night when at least it was all of your songs played. Remember that? It
was on repeat. And I was like, oh God. And then I kind of got embarrassed because I was like, oh my God, it's the song again. And then it went through, and then it went through again. I was like, it's still my music. And then I'm like, well, okay, it could be worse, I guess, right? So I should be grateful, but I was more like, oh my God, there are people like, I just heard that damn song. But yeah,
it was so funny. I think it was late at the time, so I think we were just messaging and laughing and going on with it.
Is it? I was like, I think it's on autoplay. Like I think it's stuck on my music, but I was glad it was my music, I guess, right?
Yeah. It worked out. It worked out. At least it was, and it was like, more than one of your songs. Like,
yeah. Oh no, it was a lot. It was like 3 or 4 that just kept playing.
Yeah.
But at least I wasn't sleeping, or you weren't sleeping or snoring, because
Right.
we haven't heard that before. We've heard the snoring.
We've had snoring. We've had to mute mics. I've had to, man, we've had to do a lot up in there. Like, that's work. It's not just sitting in the room, like, man, especially when we're moderating, man, that's work.
I remember, like, I think we messaged each other, do you hear somebody snoring?
Yes.
Because it's like, I do hear snoring, and then you start looking at whose mics are open. And then you're like, then you start process of elimination. Like, okay, but yeah, it is. That would be embarrassing I'm always worried that I'm going to fall asleep, so this way it's on mute, so it's good.
Right.
So it's okay. But
right. It's all right. That's it's just fun. That's why I like it. It's so organic. We just are kind of free flowing it as we go.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Like I said, it's hard. It's hard. Like lately, it has been for the last 3 months for me to be on a lot, because I was telling you how busy I've been. But like literally, we went from, I think there was Junior Worlds and then the Junior PGA. There was like 3 or 4 events back to back where I was on the road 3 weeks in July straight. I went from San Diego to Pinehurst to one other place and back home. And I was literally only home for like a week. So I didn't have any time to be home. And then like I was on a different time zone, and then we were up at like 5 and 6 in the morning. So, and I was sharing a room with my son and his dad and the caddy. So we were all piled in. I'm like, what am I doing? But I couldn't get on Radio Clubhouse for a while. So I was like kind of feeling lost. I'm like, oh God. I remember texting Dante. I was like, just want to say hi. I've been kind of MIA for a minute, just because, if the room's loud, you can't get on. So, I mean, you can get on and listen, but you can't talk because it's too loud.
Right. Exactly. No, I get it. No, I understand.
But it's fun. I love it. I'm grateful for all that, because I mean, if not without it, I wouldn't know you, and I wouldn't know Dante, and getting to know everybody. It's been great.
Right. I mean, we wouldn't have even like met. I got to shout out, Rich Alexander, aka Big Sleep, who supports our.
I didn't know that. I've never seen his real name. I just know Big Sleep.
Yeah, this is Big Sleep.
Because sleeping, you said Big Sleep, and that reminded you.
Right. That's why, I see this government name. I never call him that. I'm always like Big Sleep, And
yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
But
that's so nice of him to tune in. I know. Well, I'm proud of you for doing all your. You've been doing some good stuff as well. You've been staying busy, and getting some great interviews. So kudos to you on all that.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a grind.
Visit me in Arizona.
Yes, I would love to.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, right now is the best time if you're ever going to come, because I was laughing because I posted something about sweater weather today, because when it drops below 80 here, we're like, oh my God, I'm freezing, because our blood's thinned out, right?
Right.
I'm wimpy in Arizona for sure. So then we were joking around about sweater weather, just because the fact that it's like layer weather, really. Like, I was so excited to bring out sweaters and boots, and then by 10 o'clock, you're like sweating.
Oh gosh.
You're like, oh God, it was 50 for like 10 minutes, and now it's 75 and 80. So it is a funny thing here in Arizona, because now it's like our layer weather. Like, you get out in the morning and you're like, oh my God, it's freezing. And then you start to layer. But if you're not layered up right, it's sweating in an hour or two, because once the sun's hit, I think it got up to 75 today, maybe higher, maybe 80. But I was joking around about our weather now, but this is the best time to be here.
Wow.
Want to come to Arizona, this is the time. Yeah.
I definitely have to come there and hang with Raquel and everything. That would be fun. We'd have a good time.
I'll show you around. I'll show you Arizona. It's pretty here, so you'd like it.
That would be awesome. And that sweater pic you posted was so cute. I was like, look at sis.
Yeah, I had a girl. I had a girl. That sounds funny. I had a girl. Actually, right. Boys. No, I didn't have a girl. This girl, her name is Brittany Ray Sanchez. Well, I call her Brittany, but she goes by Brittany Ray on Instagram. But she is so talented, and within minutes can like throw your hair up and put your hair and do this and like tease it back. And she did all my hair and makeup, and she took the pictures for me that day. So and I said, can you please put me a high ponytail? And she within seconds like flipped it up and made this great ponytail. And I'm like, oh my God, how fun, you know? So, but yeah, thank you. She did all that for me. So she did some promos. That's good.
It's so cute. Anybody wants to see the picture, either, look at Raquel's page or look at my page or on here on Facebook, because I've got it posted.
Thank you. I was like, I wish I could wear a pony like that more and know what I'm doing. I need a stylist to come out and help me.
I know. I was like, I need a ponytail too. All this hair, my goodness. You
got great hair. I wish I had one curl. I don't even have any curl. Like mine's so straight, and yours is like these beautiful curls. I don't have any.
Oh, thank you. But then when I, straighten my hair, it's a 2.5 hour affair in the bathroom. So I have to time it. It's like I have to schedule it, because I'm gonna be in there for a while.
Oh my God, that's a long time. Wow.
Yes. It's worth it sometimes, but then sometimes I'm like, let me just let it be curly and leave it alone.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it's pretty like that. If I had some curls, like there's times if I fall asleep with it wet and I have to put product in it and put it in a little like bun and with a rubber band, and then by the morning, then it'll leave a little curl. It's my mini curl. Yeah.
Oh, Nazim. Thank you, Nazim. Oh.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and then what for you, like, what legacy do you want to leave behind?
God, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think if I wanted somebody to reflect back on me, and they were like looking at what I've done or what what kind of things I'm leaving behind, I think the most important thing for me is just knowing that, like, well, first of all, is being proud of being a mom, being proud of that I'm a good mom, like that my boys come first, like that's family. My family, I have a big family, so I have a huge family, but my boys are family. So I want people to know that I'm caring, that I do care, that I'm authentic, that I care about what I'm doing. I care about other people. So I think just knowing that, like, leaving behind in the music is that if I can share that with people and it can come through my music, great. I just want people to know that, like, leaving that message, like, work hard and like she worked hard and she did this, and like, you just perseverance, I guess there's that word again, because I feel like that's so important. So I guess, I don't know if that answered the question.
You did. You did.
I think just leaving behind the fact that, like, good music and music that meant something, and not just, and being proud of who I am and how I represent myself, like, that's important nowadays. Like, trying to raise two boys in this crazy world right now with social media and everything else is a big feat. As you know, being a mom, it's crazy. Yes. There's so much they're up against that we didn't have growing up. Like, having the cell phones and the accessibility and everything being videoed, and you're always on film, you're always being watched. And so yeah, just knowing that I'm doing the right doing the best I can. You know what I mean? Like doing the best you can as being a mom, being a writer, being a singer. Yeah. So hopefully that answers the question.
Oh, it does. Oh, no, it does. It's a great legacy, resonates because I feel you 100%. Like you have two boys, I got two girls, so
Yeah.
I still get it.
Girls are tough. I don't know. I have two
Oh,
nieces, but like girls are tricky because you've got, that's a whole different story. And then now like with the images and the body images and like everything's so, like keeping up with the Jones and like having to be perfect is tough. And even at my age, it's tough to be, just still be as a female and still be comfortable in your own skin and still feel, like have that self-confidence or not want to feel like you've got to compete or be that person.
right.
Like be yourself, not necessarily, and it doesn't mean that you don't have insecurities or that there's things that you wish you could change or things you want to work on, but like you do have to kind of find that inner peace. And I do really, really try to find inner peace. Like I meditate and things like that. And I'll fall asleep a lot with the YouTube with like videos about like if I depend on the mood I'm in, like if you're wanting to manifest things or if you want to like inner peace or you're trying to, wind down. So I'll do that on YouTube and stuff. So I try to do that. Hi, Jonna.
Jana!
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love her. You know what I love about her too? She's a quiet promoter. Like she's just, even in the clubhouse, she'll stay down in the goo most of the time and we'll shout her out. But it's like she's not looking for that. She just supports, does it. So
I've tried to bring her up on stage a few times.
Me too.
She won't come. I'm like, what are you doing? Why get up there? But yeah, she doesn't say much on there.
Right.
But yeah, she's great. Well, and we met online as well. Everybody, this is what I mean. Like, you feel like you know everybody because you meet everybody online, and then you don't. I mean, you get to know them that way, which is crazy how the internet can do that and bring everybody together. But,
definitely. So, I hope she's not embarrassed, but I just want to give her flowers because she's been great.
Absolutely, I agree. I'm glad you did, and so especially even helping us promote today. So thank you. With her flyers and stuff. So.
She's been great. I love her. Oh, thank you, Nazim. It's so dope. They definitely want to tap in with Nazim too, because we're on the same page. And she has told me she wants to put your music in rotation as well. So on her radio show.
Thank you so much. I would love that. Thank you very much. That'd be great.
So I'll definitely, get you guys linked up and everything for sure. That's what we're doing, connecting the dots.
Absolutely. I know. And that's the thing, like, just like even your show, like doing everything you're doing and you've been working your butt off. I mean, I've seen how hard you've been working since I met you in Clubhouse. Like just the growth that you've had from when I first started, meeting you like in through the room anyway, just to watch your, all the cool things you're doing, which is awesome.
Thank you. It's it's multitasking, but it's a passion in it because I'm not only doing a show, I'm managing, I'm doing the publicist work, radio and creating content and writing stuff.
I don't know. I don't know how you do it because that's a lot,
It's the passion. It's the passion for it. So that's why it's tireless and just connecting with great, beautiful people. And I think we're changing this narrative because, the industry was such a dark place, just trying to make it more of a positive place where all of us can just support and be successful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the thing, but you're bringing different genres too, which is nice. You're not just focused on one thing, obviously, you're focusing on several different styles of music, which is nice because, and that's the thing. Some people do more than one genre. Like, you know what I mean? Like if they can delve into hip hop or do this, but it's nice that you're doing all that. So.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I grew up on a lot of genres, so I just mix it up.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can meet soon in person. And either I get out your way or you come out my way or we meet up in New York with Dante.
Yes.
Yes. I am going to make that happen. And I just need to figure out when to go and record with him and write some music with him. And I did tell him I want to get out there. And I'm hoping that will hopefully soon,
Yes. Yep. We'll get everything scheduled. We'll get in the works on planning it and getting it all together. It'll happen because I definitely want to, you know, I got to meet him in person this summer, but I want to meet everybody in person and just
absolutely.
vibe.
I know, because there's so many different styles on, especially in Radio Clubhouse, that I've met that have such different, like, I mean, it could be a really diverse show. Like if we were to put a bunch of us together in one room, like, I mean, there's so many different styles. Even on like the Radio Clubhouse, the top 20, women's top 20, there's so many different styles within that list even, that I love. So yeah, it's great.
We got to get that going for sure. I can't wait.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
No, I appreciate like having you on. You know, I'm honored. I'm humbled. I'm just happy that you were excited. And man, you're the MVP because you were promoting right along with me. And that means a lot to me when someone is excited to come on the show and vibe. That means so much to me. It really does.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'll promote too as well. Like, I don't know how, after we'll talk later, but usually we'll just, whenever you have some footage, and I'll put some footage on my page. And yeah, of course, you know, I'm always going to support you. I love it. I love what you're doing. So I'll always support you.
Oh, I love it. Well, this is right now we're streaming on like several Facebook pages. We're on Twitch streaming now. We're streaming on YouTube. We're also streaming on Certified Nation Entertainment's website. And then what I do after our live ends, I download it and I post to IG.
Oh, okay, perfect.
In parts. So because IG lets you post in 15-minute increments. So you probably see me before with other artists. It's like part 1, part 2. Yep. So you'll be all up in there, all in there. So you'll get posted for sure.
I'll repost. But if there's anything you want, if there's any way, if you want us to grab a clip or whatever, or send me that and we'll figure it out. But yeah, I'll definitely promote us right alongside you. Thank you, Jonna. So Jonna's in New Jersey. So that's why she said New York. Get out to New York because she's in New Jersey.
Hey, we got to link up with her.
Yeah, sure. Well, that'll be fun. I love New York. So that's one of my favorite cities. I love it there. I ran the New York City Marathon there twice.
Oh my! How was that?
Oh my God! From what I can remember, it was amazing. It was. I did 2 for charity for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And well, I did three marathons in my life, and I never had ran over 6 miles ever. I mean, I'd always been a runner, but not that far. So I decided to do my first one in New York, and it was amazing. The people come out and they're lined up the entire way. There's people. So that's one thing that really helps you, is they're motivating the whole way, yelling. You go through all the different boroughs of New York. It's a way you'll never see New York ever.
Wow.
So, unless you run the marathon. And then mile 20 is in Compton. So like you get right in the middle of like this area, like right around 20. And I'll never forget it. The first time it was freezing too. And I stopped, and this man's like, you better get going. You don't want to stop here. It made me laugh. I was like, because I mean, I stopped for a second to like drink my water, like, because when you go through the stations, I was like, for just a couple seconds, I was like, oh God, I got to just drink this without throwing it. And he's like, you better get going. I was like, okay, fine. So, but yeah, so I did that one for charity for the Make-A-Wish. And then I did the Honolulu for charity, which was a completely different thing because it was quiet. So you go from this crazy love, like amazing fan, like people yelling and cheering you on, which motivates you, to like super quiet and hot and humid in Hawaii. I was like dying. And then I was like, okay. So I did the last one, wasn't for charity, but I went back to New York and did it one more time. And it, like I said, I fed off the crowd the whole time because that's what keeps you going. But it was fun. I enjoyed it, and I still can't believe I did it. I don't know who I was for that 20. I had 0.2 on the 26. I don't know. I'm like, who added 0.2? It's already far enough. When you get to mile 26 and you have the 0.2, and it sounds not, but it's a long way. So I was, but it was fun. It was a really good experience for me, and the fact that we did it. Hi, Humphrey.
Yeah, he's in the building.
We did it for the charities the first couple times, so it was great. But yeah, that's another thing, like pushing yourself to a limit you didn't think you could. And yeah, you almost can't stop, because if you stop, your IT bands like lock up. You can always tell in the city who did the marathon because they're walking like sideways up the stairs. They're
Right.
These aren't renting very well. So yeah, it's crazy, but it was a good experience. So
That's wonderful. I like that. I'll have to do it as long as I've got y'all supporting me, then I'll do it with y'all.
yeah,
These
you'd be
days.
surprised. Like everyone was like, "You can't, can you do the marathon?" I was like, "I don't think I can. I didn't know I could." So it was just pushing myself to. Each week became more and more. Like one week was 6 miles, then I made it to 10 miles, then I made it to 12 miles. So each week I would go up until I got to 20. I never went past 20 miles in training anyway. But yeah, now to run that, I don't think I could. I don't think I'd be like, I don't know, but I mean, I'm sure try it again. I could.
Well, that's why I said I have to do it with support. I ain't no spring chicken myself. I'm just saying I might look like, but I'm not.
It's so inspiring because you see people run by. This man ran by me with an artificial leg, and I'm like,
Wow.
if this man can go this and that fast too. I mean, he flew by me. I was like, geez, am I like even moving? But he was so inspirational. Like my heart was like, oh, like it was like, it really motivated me. Like, wow, that was inspiring. And yeah, he was killing it. So
Wow.
you find a lot of inspiration from all that. So
That's
from all the people that are there and the different conditions. People are doing them for different reasons. So, but yeah, it was impressive to see some of those people and watch them, like it makes you think like, what am I complaining about? This man just ran by, with an artificial leg, and he has no problem. You better get your butt going. You better figure it out,
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But once again, somebody motivated me.
Right.
Yeah, so it was funny. Yeah, John, I feel you. Right now to do a mile would be tough because I haven't been running. Yeah, it would be fun to try it again, though.
Yeah. We'll all try it. We'll all just plan like, oh, let's just do it together and try to support each other.
I helped one of my friends do, I was more in that running shape because you have to have a running mentality. But my girlfriend wanted to do a marathon, and so half. So, and she'd never run. She had a bad knee. So I trained her to do it. And I'm not a trainer by any means, but I just knew what I had done. And yeah, a lot of times people they can do it. They just need to slow down because people are used to like, oh, I can run 6 miles in 52 minutes. Well, that's great. But like when you're at mile 20 and your body's like, oh no, you're not doing a 52. You're not, that's not happening. You just have to slow down and like work with your body and just like even the training, slow it down so that you can get through the miles. I think that's why most people can't finish because they burn out. So once you learn how to pace yourself and slow it all down, then you can get through it. So, but yeah, the children motivated me with Make-A-Wish. That's what got me through it for the New York.
That's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. And, it's all about pacing yourself.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And definitely, we have, before we go, we definitely have, one more video to play for everyone, to end it out like there's still time. But before we do that, are there any shout outs that you want to give?
Oh, my goodness. So I'll just shout out my boys, of course, and shout out to Dante and Play and everybody with Radio Clubhouse. I saw Humphrey on there, and Jordan and Jonna and everybody else that's been so supportive with everything that I do and that we're doing, which is great because and Lily, so thank you for tuning in. So yeah, just shout out to everybody there, and yeah, hope everyone's doing good.
Oh, wonderful. And, I definitely want to, again, shout out to you, give you your flowers. You're amazing. I love you, sis. So happy with having you on the show. And, problem. And shout out to everybody. There's so many of you, but all of you in the comments are just tuning in. Much appreciated. I love all of you for real.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
And so, Yes. And so, so we got to go into that, there's still time. Is there anything you want to say about it before we play it for the audience?
No, just Scout Lightback is the producer of that. And he actually shot another video for me, but he produced it and we shot it here in Arizona. And it's just, we kept it very, very dark and kind of moody because the message of the song is, like I explained to you earlier, is just that it's about hope, like knowing that no matter what, there is still time to fix it. There's still time to make it better, so, but yeah, that's what it's about. And that's setting it up, I guess. So it's hitting rock bottom, but still not giving up.
That's wonderful. Again, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Let's Get Activated podcast. Much love to you all. This was episode number 43, and we're going to close it out with Miss Raquel's, number 43.
Wait, is it backwards? Am I backwards? I told you I feel backwards on StreamYard. I'm like, am I backwards? Okay. Am I right?
Backwards. So
43 or am I 34? You know what I mean. Anyway.
Yep. Episode 43. So it's just, we're on it.
We're on it. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. My pleasure. And we're going to rock out with that. There's still time for everybody to enjoy. Much love, everybody.
Sometimes I wish I could make it all go away. Sometimes I don't know if I'll make it through another day. 'Cause this pain I feel is just too strong. And it's been going on for way too long. How will I make it through? I wish I knew. Ooh, I wish I knew. 'Cause it's a work in progress every day. Just to get up out of bed, so I fall to my knees and I pray that I will find my way back home, back to the place where I belong. Will you be waiting there for me? I guess we'll wait and see. I'm sorry for all this pain I put you through, but I'm no longer the person we both knew. I promise I will make it up to you. I will find a way to make it, 'cause I'm changing every day. Oh, please say you'll stay. How did I ever let things get this bad? How did I ever lose control of everything I ever had? Living in this shell called me, trying to break out and see all the things I've left behind. There's still there to find, and there's still time. I'm sorry for all this pain I put you through, but I'm no longer the person we both knew. I promise I will make it up to you. I will find a way to make it, 'cause I'm changing every day. Oh, please stay, please say you'll stay. I believe that there's still time. Oh, please, please say you'll stay. I'm sorry for this pain I put you through. 'cause I'm changing every day. Oh, please stay. Please say you'll stay with me. Please say you'll stay with me. Oh, please say you'll stay with me. Please say you'll stay.